Daredevil Born Again is awesome. So Tuesday was kind of a big day for me. I decided to get up early since I worked at 12:30 and go down to the bookstore as soon as it opened and get my copy of John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. Unfortunately, I thought that it opened at 9 and it actually opens at 10. So I had some time to wait in my car for the bookstore to open and I decided, well, I'll go down to the comic book store and see what they've got going on. What they had going on was also opening at 10 o'clock. So I waited in my car and I went into the bookstore and I got my copy of The Fault in Our Stars and it was signed in blue and there was no Hanklerfish and there were no Yetis to be found. But I decided to go on down to the comic book store because I already had it in mind, and I ended up leaving with this after sort of embarrassing myself with the owner of the comic book store. So first, obviously, I read The Fault in Our Stars, and now I've read Daredevil Born Again. And oddly enough, there are some thematic similarities. The way that illness is treated in The Fault in Our Stars and the way that mental illness is treated in Born Again are pretty similarly great. Born Again is the story of Matt Murdock's secret identity being found out by the kingpin of crime. He's sort of the arch nemesis of Daredevil, and he starts to systematically destroy Matt Murdock's life. But Murdock is not stoic about this. Murdock is not the superhero that you would think he was. He doesn't take it all in stride. He doesn't, just get upset for the sake of the people around him. He's upset for his own sake. He's selfish and he's narcissistic and he freaks the heck out at some points. But this is a realistic treatment of that kind of situation. There is paranoia out there in the world, and people struggle with mental health. If bad things are happening in your life and you're blaming the people around you and you're avoiding your friends and you're thinking that they're part of a conspiracy, there's something wrong. What is wrong could be a number of things, but what's wrong with Matt Murdock doesn't matter. The situation doesn't matter. It's the treatment of his condition in this book that is really extraordinary. And that's something that I admire a lot in Frank Miller's writing, is his ability to characterize people very accurately and realistically. If you look at the pitfalls of narcissistic personality disorder, you're gonna find there's a lot of similarities with a lot of superheroes. And that's not really altogether surprising, but the way that they're treated sometimes is completely inaccurate. But because of the stimulus of having his life destroyed, Matt Murdock is forced to address his own problems with narcissistic personality disorder, and he's forced to see, maybe he's not the be-all and end-all. And it's really strange and interesting to have a superhero put in that kind of situation. Mostly the treatment of mental illness in this book is very good with regards to Matt Murdock. There are, however, other characters who exhibit signs of mental illness that are not portrayed realistically. They are very flat characters, Nuke especially. Now, the difference between Born Again and something like Martha Washington is that Frank Miller didn't have total control over the characters. Frank Miller did not create Foggy or Karen Page or Matt Murdock or the Kingpin. So there are lots of stories about them, lots of things that readers know that he didn't get to put there. So when something is a little heavy-handed, I forgive him because he didn't have the total control that he does in some of his best works. Martha Washington is my favorite comic of all time because he does have that control. And I'll probably talk about that at a later date. As for The Fault in Our Stars, I don't know if I'll ever really be able to talk about it because what do you say about a novel like The Fault in Our Stars except for everybody, read it! And that's basically what I've said to everyone that I've seen since I finished the novel. But there you have it. Today, The Fault in Our Stars is awesome. Martha Washington is awesome, and Daredevil Born Again is awesome. I'm going to probably record another video about video games, and I'm gonna talk to some Mormons, and you are going to read those comic books, and you're going to get a copy of The Fault in Our Stars, and I'm going to see you later.